Recently, we've seen an influx of women starting their own businesses, and we're interested to find out more. In our current day and age, it's much more difficult for a woman to start her own business compared to a man. We want to know why. Over the next couple of days, I'll be seeing what it's like to work as a woman by trying out a couple of job roles. I'll be working in a variety of businesses run by different women each day and seeing what it's like to be a woman in business. Today, I'm meeting Sarah, who runs Dynamic Print. Sarah worked for a paper merchant for 30 years before taking on the business. So today, Sarah's going to give me some job roles around the place. Hope I do good.
Dynamic Print was first set up 25 years ago by a gentleman called Barney and Katrina. And my background was worked for a paper merchant selling paper to printers. Spent the last 30 years being a woman in a very male-dominated world. So I didn't feel any different. I saw it as a challenge, and it was something I really wanted to do.
I'm quite interested to see how they do all the machines and how they work it out. I hope I make a good impression on Sarah and the team. Perfect, so... Ooh. This is going to go terrible. And do I just...
Push it in till that sort of meets, you'll tell when it meets the back. Keep it going, there you go.
Perfect. Can you just pull it down?
Yeah.
Alright. Everyone stand back.
That's it.
Just pull it back?
Yeah, and then just reveal slowly the foil.
Oh wow.
I think it's perfect.
Oh wow.
Peel it back slowly.
Ooh. Here's the money shot. Oh wow. And here we go. Hey. My first ever... Oh, that's
Foiled
amazing.
envelope.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
I wouldn't like to say being a woman in business I use it to my advantage, although it works to my advantage being a woman in business. I feel my approach is very different. Little things that I do as a woman perhaps wouldn't be picked up by a man. For instance, I put a photo at the bottom of my emails. By having my picture at the bottom certainly gives them a little bit of reassurance, I think. It settles them down a little bit. And I've learned in life to get to a future that you want, you have to have it in here to visualise what you want, and then you make it happen. Right then, finished all my emails. The
Perfect.
next important job is making everyone a cup of tea.
Making everyone a cup of tea, alright
Yeah.
then. So what you guys want for tea?
I'll have a white tea, no
White-
sugar please.
No sugar, alright.
Whether you work for me or whether you work for a large corporate company, you're going to start making tea. I'd like my legacy to be somebody that has inspired, somebody that has been thoughtful, thought out of the box, that type of person, somebody that has actually cared.
Really broadened my understanding a lot more than just, I don't know, doing the easier work. And yeah, so day one done.
I think Toby has done incredibly well. It's been really nice having a youngster in the office actually, and being able to show him some of the work that we've done. And all in all, he could have a job with Dynamic.
It's been interesting to find out that women own 36% of small businesses worldwide, and that the growing rate of women-owned businesses is 5%, and 47% of women started a business in the last year compared to 44% of men. New day, next up I'm meeting this lady called Leanne who runs this bookshop called Bookbugs and Dragon House. I've heard amazing things about her. Apparently she's very friendly and very fun, so hopefully we both get along.
Bookbugs and Dragon Tales, we set it up in August 2019. That was when we opened our doors. We'd been talking about it for a lot of years as just an idea of something that we would like to do one day. What I didn't realise was that I would become so intrinsically linked to families and how much I would be involved in the lives of families and things like that, people who come in. When you make friends through your job, it feels really special. Okay, so we have to book in the books every day.
Yeah.
So we know what we've got on the shelf. So what you do is you start off, get the mouse, you click on scan goods in.
Scan goods in, yeah.
Yep, and then click on supplier. So the supplier for this is Gardeners. So
That one. Oh,
click on that, brilliant. Then click on electronic invoice here.
hold on. The mouse is all.
I know, it's fun, isn't it?
That one, yeah.
Okay, then if you go in the box, there should be an invoice.
This one.
I think it might be in the other one.
That one, right.
That piece of
Oh,
paper.
that
Yep.
piece of paper, yep.
Okay, grab that. Unfurl everything.
Unfurl everything. Wonderful.
Okay. So at the top here, it'll tell you an invoice number.
Invoice number.
So just click on that to match it. I don't think that being a woman has had a huge impact on me running this business, but I actually think that there is something that maybe a female boss can bring to it in terms of I try and be really fair, I try and be quite nurturing, I see my staff as like members of my family, so I don't know if I suppose it's a little bit softer. I'm actually not a very good businesswoman if that would mean being harsh or, you know, making tough decisions. I prefer to kind of have a bit more of a gentler approach towards things. Row, row, row your boat gently down the river. If you see a polar bear, don't forget to shiver. Ooh. I'm not sure if the opportunities for women in business have changed, but I certainly feel like there's more willingness to explore and expand and to take risks. I think that women are more empowered to actually take a chance on things that maybe they wouldn't perhaps have once done. I think in order to encourage more women to start a business, it needs to be made much clearer that the support is there, and there needs to be much more actual hands-on support. I suppose the advice I would give to women who wanted to start a business is, it is tough. It is the most difficult thing that I have ever done. But it is without a doubt the most rewarding and pleasurable thing I've ever done as well. I can honestly say this is the best job in the world and I would not want to do anything else. I love it so much. It makes me happy every single day. Our legacy as a bookshop to be one of kindness, inclusivity, of gentleness, of friendship. I think that as a human being, you have an obligation to leave the world a better place than you found it. And it doesn't matter how big or small that is, but if you can make someone feel better, then you should always do. Down the babies on the bus go up and down all day long. Hooray!
I think today, I did all right. I think my singing skills could be improved a little bit more, but I don't know, it felt a bit repetitive having to scan the book, pop it away, put it somewhere, but I don't know, it was repetitive, but kind of interesting at the same time, quite fun. Opening up the box and looking at the new books, it just seemed quite interesting, yeah. From what I've seen, definitely that it looks really fun to work here. There's such a wonderful vibe in this place, and I think it's just really fun to work at.
I think Toby did really well today. I think he needs to work on learning some more nursery rhymes so he can really absolutely set the bounce and rhyme world alight. But he did a great job, and he seems friendly and enthusiastic, and I think that's the number one thing we need here.
Okay, day 3. Lastly, I'm meeting Tess from Norwich Yoga Central, who's going to teach me some yoga. I've got my clothes here, never really done it before. Let's go inside.
So Tess Bickerstaff Yoga was first set up in 2016 after I trained for a year to become a yoga teacher. And I think the main reason I got to that point was because I was in a really stressful job. I was a wedding planner. I'm not going to say any more, okay? I loved my job, don't get me wrong, I loved it, but it was stressful and it became more stressful. And my friends took me to a yoga class to de-stress me, and I just fell in love with it. It's hard when you're, like I say, when you're trying to be the face of the business, you're going in there and you're teaching as well. So you've got to go in there with this, all right, yogis, let's start, I'm going to chill you out now. Well, 2 minutes before, you're having a raging argument with some supplier or some, something that isn't going right. And that's really difficult. See your vision clear. And there's nothing there now. It's just that invitation for you time. Being a woman in business, and this isn't the first business I've ran, it has its great moments where people love that you're a woman forging ahead and being a real pioneer and showing that any sex can do anything. But there are, unfortunately, the downside of that is that you can be treated with indifference, annoyance, and how dare you step into a man's world. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, I got into a relationship where the guy was clearly only out for my money. He conned me into selling my home and moving in with him, and then he kicked me out onto the street with nothing when I told him that I wasn't going to put the money into his account. So it was a very, very, very awful time. I'd lost my home that I'd worked hard for 20 years. I ended up renting in a house. Twice I wanted to end it. I literally went into the garage, hosepipe, thought about it, because I couldn't wrap my head around what had happened. I just lost everything. And I suppose my point is to any woman watching this, you are stronger than you think. And I could get quite emotional about it because women, you are stronger than you think. You cannot give up. And you can lose, and when you lose everything and you realise how little everything means, it almost makes you more invincible. And that's how I've got to where I am, because once I lost everything, I thought, well, game on. Might as well take loads of chances now. So never, ever, ever, ever give up on your dreams. Never, ever, ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something that you in your heart know that you can do. But be realistic with that as well, But fight for what you want, and don't ever just. You are stronger than you think.
I do think, yes, definitely. I do think this would help with anxiety, depression, any sort of mental health that is affecting someone, whether it's minor or major. I think it's definitely very useful for them. And I think that's because you just feel so relaxed. You forget everything that's going on. Only what you're thinking is yourself, your body, and that's it. And it just feels nice. You're just relaxed. Yeah.
Toby do you know what? He did brilliantly, because that is a vinyasa class. That is a little bit stronger than your average yoga class. And by the end of it, I don't think I could have got him out of Shavasana. He looked like he was just going to lie there. That's it, I'm done. I could stay here for another half an hour, please, which is perfect. So yeah, he did really well.
Well, that went really well. I felt very relaxed afterwards. Meeting Tess, so great. She's such a wonderful lady. Just her story, so inspirational. She's just from such a dark place. She's done really well for herself. I think I might have to come for a few more sessions with Tess. I'd love to learn more about yoga. It's great fun.
To conclude, I've really enjoyed this experience, and it's really widened my knowledge towards beginning a business and how being a woman impacts it. Each woman I've met taught me something new whilst giving me a great insight into their business. Personally, hearing about these challenges that they have faced as being a woman in the industry has left a big impact on me. It's made me want to reach out and share my newfound knowledge to other people. From hearing about Sarah's natural approach to making her customers feel unique and appreciated, to Leanne's open and welcoming personality that drives her passion, and Tessa's turnaround from taking her pain to a positive outcome.
Overall, this experience has really widened my eyes as I've got to see what these women have to deal with within their business. Hearing their stories has definitely educated me, and hopefully you.